Hello, I'm Robert McKay. The channel, as you saw, is Whiskey for Beginners. As you also saw, it is a thoroughly amateur production, and I am a very unhappy camper. I had, note the past tense, a playlist of Whisky Basics videos, 36 videos that I had made from the very beginning of this channel and uploaded to fulfill the whole purpose of this channel, which is to take information about whiskey, which I wished I could have found in one place when I was just starting, and to put it in one place. Well, as time has gone on, I have gotten better at this, although I'm still thoroughly amateur. You are looking at me in a video I'm recording with my phone leaning up in front of me on the kitchen table. This is a ton better than those first videos. It's the best arrangement I've ever had, but it's still thoroughly amateur. Well, I had gotten the idea, knowing how bad those early videos were, to go back, look at them, see which ones were the worst, and re-record them. I was trying to get into the playlist so I could see the videos, and somehow the whole thing is gone. Now, you can believe me or not, that's your choice. I'm not going to get all upset, whichever, but I swear to you that the cursor never touched delete. So what happened, I don't know. All of a sudden, as my laptop has a touchpad, I have a mouse I can plug in, but I've got used to the touchpad. I was moving it. All of a sudden, although my finger kept going, the cursor stopped dead, not on delete, but bam, all of a sudden the message comes up on the screen, playlist is deleted. So I'm just going to have to re-record every single video. Now, if that sentence isn't coming out right. By now, you may already know about my review playlist, my sipping and talking playlist, and I upload those on a Sunday. In re-recording this, the Whisky Basics playlist, I'll record them and upload them in the same night, or on successive days. The reason being that in so much else of what I've done, I refer to the Whisky Basics playlist, and it isn't there, so I'm trying to rebuild it as fast as I can. There are 36 videos. If I do one a night, that's over a month before I'll be done, and I'm probably not going to be able to keep to that pace. But the first, I still have my list, thanks goodness, or I'd be in hurting status. The first, which I'm making now, and these are all, by the way, they're all going to be in the form of answering a question. The question in this first video is, what is whiskey? Well, this is whiskey. No, that doesn't tell you anything, does it? This is specifically Balcones Baby Blue Corn Whiskey for the first time, and I'm going to use terminology that I will explain in later videos. For the first time, I have a bottle of this, which is straight corn whiskey, and it is as good a whiskey as there is to show you what whiskey looks like. Smells good too. Whiskey is a distilled spirit, a distilled alcoholic beverage made from grain. You don't need anything else to have whiskey. You might need something else to be a particular type of whiskey, but whiskey, as such, in that general category, is a distilled alcoholic drink made from grain. You can make it from corn, rye, wheat, rice, barley, sorghum. Name a grain, you can make whiskey out of it. Although there are some grains that people don't usually do. You can make oat whiskey. There's a distillery down in Louisiana, J.T. Mellick. They make 100% rice whiskey. This is made from 100% roasted Texas blue corn. Balcones Distilling is in Waco, Texas. So I've answered the question. What is whiskey? Whiskey is a distilled beverage made from grain. But I want to do a little bit more than that. There are various strengths of whiskey. Legally, in the United States, you cannot call it whiskey unless it's at least 80 proof. The American proof system is that proof is twice the alcohol by volume. So if I say 80 proof, you divide that in half, you have 40% alcohol by volume. 100 proof is 50%. 60% is 120 proof. The European proof system is somewhat different. I don't know exactly how it works. And I think in terms of proof, because I learned, even though I haven't been drinking whiskey as I record this on the 22nd of September 2025, I've been drinking whiskey now for 4 years, but I learned my terminology, a lot of it, back in the 70s. When nobody was doing metric measurements, nobody worried about alcohol by volume. It was all proof. It was all a fifth. It was all a pint or a quart. And what you saw me just do, nosing, sipping, tasting, I will explain what I'm doing in a later video. There is a lot that will come in later videos. Now, if you have a question based on this video, feel free to ask it. I don't generally get to the comments but once a week, although now that I'll be uploading these more often than that, trying to rebuild the playlist, I might get to comments more often. But I generally get to comments once a week, and if you have a question, ask it. If you have a comment, say it. If you have a criticism, I have found that many criticisms online are not actual criticisms. They're just somebody trying to be a jerk and succeeding. But if you have a genuine criticism, something I've really gotten wrong or could do better, please let me know. But not in the style of a Karen. Don't let your comment be, you did that wrong, you're blah, 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 blah. You do that, I'll just ignore you. If you're civil and polite, I will respond accordingly. Now, I may not agree with you. You may have to convince me by fact and plain reason. But I won't ignore you if you're polite. So, a lot of things in this first video you may not understand if you're brand new to whiskey. Like the glass. You may not have ever seen this kind of glass before. You may not know what the definition of corn whiskey is. You now know the definition of whiskey. but you may not know the various different varieties of whiskey. And about the only thing I can say that's good about me having to redo the whole playlist is I know more about what I'm talking about now than I did then. So to recap, whiskey, and by the way, the English word whiskey comes from the Irish and Scottish Gaelic phrase ushkaba, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it. It might be whiskaba. I've heard it, but I don't speak either Irish or, as they say in Scotland, Gaelic. Here in the States we say Gaelic, but in Ireland they just call it Irish. In Scotland they don't call it Scottish, because Scots, which is a contraction of Scottis, is related to English. The two split apart about 800 years ago, and Gaelic is not related to English. Anyway, that's where the word whiskey comes from. It means water of life. It's amazing how that term has come to be applied to so many distilled beverages. But you know what whiskey is, at least the basic. You know why, if you're looking for the whole playlist, it ain't there anymore. You know that I'm doing a better job of it than I was, which is more than you knew when you started the video, or maybe not. You may not be a brand new whiskey drinker. But that's the purpose of this channel. That's the purpose of this playlist that I'm now rebuilding. That's why I'm sitting here enjoying some good whiskey and yapping at you. And another thing that's good about it, when I first started, I never knew how to end a video. Then I realized, if I have a glass of whiskey in my hand, I can offer a toast. And recently I've been using a southern one. Yeehaw!